Oh. How do you spell this? How do you say this?
Watain.
Jersey?
Jersey Watain, yeah.
It's crazy. Both number fours are forwards.
No, just between periods, probably. I might come find you after the game for a quick, or might grab one of the players, but no, don't worry about sending anyone.
And leave whatever you want. Probably not a lot.
I might leave this, like the tripod and stuff, though.
Just lay it flat on the table.
Okay.
The cords out.
Okay. The only thing I'll probably take is just the iPad so it doesn't get cold.
Yeah, and then...
But I might leave all the cords in that box. Do you want me to take that with me, or do you want me to put it back up in your office? Okay. Yeah, for the 2 days in between. Okay. Okay. Welcome, hockey fans, and it's David Zammit here live from Fairview West Arena, and I'm joined by Matt Hofus for today's game between the Swift Current Innovation Credit Union Wildcats and the visiting Regina Rebels. Just getting set here. We're still about 15 minutes out from puck drop. I was catching up with Wildcats head coach yesterday, last night, I guess, just reflecting on what their team needs to do again today to reel off their third straight win against the league-leading Regina Rebels. And I also talked to him about getting some key players back into the lineup from the Western Regional U18 tournament. We'll send it over to that interview now.
I'll hit record on my end. I guess first off, do you happy to get a full lineup back out on the ice tomorrow night? Adding obviously your captain and Metzger back to the lineup, but then adding McNinch, Perlinger, and goaltender Van Warmer.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna be close to a full lineup. I think we still got I think Addison Yurek will still be out with a shoulder injury, and Perlinger's got is a little bit nicked up, and we're gonna wait till tomorrow to see if she's able to go. But to have a close to full roster and then get some kids back that were gone last week, I think for us that's one thing we like is that we do have depth, and so when we have a full roster, that allows us to use our depth. So it's nice to get those kids back in the lineup for sure.
Yeah, and there's hit record on my end. I guess first off, do you happy to get a full lineup back out on the ice tomorrow night? Adding obviously your captain and Metzger back to the lineup, but then adding McNinch, Perlinger, and goaltender Van Warmer.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna be close to a full lineup. I think we still got I think Gaddis and Yurek will still be out with a shoulder injury, and Perlinger's got is a little bit nicked up, and we're gonna wait till tomorrow to see if she's able to go. But to have a close to full roster and then get some kids back that were gone last week, I think for us that's one thing we like is that we do have depth, and so when we have a full roster that allows us to use our depth. So it's nice to get those kids back in the lineup for sure.
Yeah, and they're certainly high-end players, but you speak of last week, and you scored another win over Regina, and I say another because you're the only team that's beaten Regina, and you've beaten them twice now in overtime. I guess what's been the recipe on your end to pull those off?
For the most part, I think it's just been this. We've kind of stuck with it. We've had some moments in that game where we've been really good, and then they had moments where they were really good, and then you get those stretches where it's pretty even, and when you play the good teams, you got to weather the storm. And I thought we've done a good job of, when Regina's got the pressure on us, we've done a better job of protecting the front of our net and really weathering that storm. And then just we've stuck with it, and both games we've found a way to win. So you go into the next game thinking that it's probably going to be close again, and we're going to have to be prepared to stick with it for however long it takes to win. But I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is we really have a few pillars or the way we want to play, and we want to maybe get a little bit better at sticking with it for 60 minutes and not letting the score sometimes dictate how we play, or not wait and see how the other team is going to play. Is we want to play our way and play our way for 60 minutes. And I think if we can do that, most nights we're going to be in a situation where we have an opportunity to win a game, in the last 5 minutes. So just a little bit more consistency with sticking to our game plan and the way we want to play, and then a couple things that are, really, like we said, kind of the pillars of the way we play. Just get in that habit of sticking with it for the whole 60 minutes.
Is that going to be the key, I guess, tonight with them? I know they're adding a few players from that tournament as well, and Petford, Gerard, Henderson, and Johns as well. So, I mean, I guess you guys were down 4 last week, and they were down 4 to that Western regional championships. Yeah,
I mean, I think, again, that was kind of the nice thing when you play a game like that when there's a tournament going on. We were both missing 4 players, so it was still a pretty even, the lineups were still pretty even, and so you each add them all back, and it should be even again. And, and again, they're a really good team. They're well coached, and that's where you just have to stick with your game plan. And at the end of the day, nowadays, we know what some of the things their tendencies are because we're able to watch the video. They can watch our video. And it comes down to sticking with yours and then execution. And, it doesn't matter what level of sports it is. Both teams have an idea of how the other teams are going to play. And it just comes down to who executes their plan a little bit better. And a lot of that just comes to sometimes you just got to wear your style of play on the other team. You just stick with it. And sometimes you wear them down with your relentlessness and the style you want to play, and it pays dividends. And I think that's, we've got a style that we like to play, and, we want to have a net presence. We want to outshoot teams, which we've done a lot of this year. Even a few of the games we haven't, even Regina the other last week, the shots were very close, but, so if we can, have a net presence, get pucks to the net, we like our size and strength when we get around the net, and we've been finding ways to score goals. So really stick with that. And then probably the area we need to get better at is that overall team defense. And, we want to be a little bit more tighter defensively, get our goals against down, and, maybe some of the little details in blocking shots and shipping pucks out when we need to. If we can do those things and get really consistent with those, we think we can play with anybody, and not just in our league, but in Western Canada. So playing the good teams like Regina and Notre Dame, especially right now in our league, because they're playing really well, are good tests for us and continually allow us to measure up to where we want to get to.
Yeah, and you talk about team defense there, and I mean, it'll certainly be a bit of a challenge tomorrow night with them having the top 3 scorers in the league currently in Hayhurst, Girard, and Petford. So I mean that'll give you guys a bit of a test there.
100%. I mean, they got kids, that can score goals, and obviously by the numbers they've put up this year, they can. They've proven they can score goals, and so I mean that's part of just being aware when you're on the ice, and knowing when the good players are on the ice, and sometimes you have to simplify a little bit, and again those details become so important when the good players are on the ice. Just getting pucks deep so they can't transition as quick, or chipping them out of at our blue line, making sure they get out, not giving them that second opportunity or third opportunity sometimes to reattack on your goal. And it does allow us to get some matchups if we really want to, playing at home. So, but again, it's good. You want to play against good players, and you want to see who can defend against good players. And at the end of the day, we really like that we have some kids who can score, and we like the offense we've created this year. But again, our end goals are pretty big, and to get to where we want to get to, we're going to have to defend, and we're going to have to learn to defend against good players. So the more we have to do it, the better.
Now, you haven't been able to play, and since, I guess, last week when you beat Regina, have the practices since been good? And then obviously adding the players back into the fold from the tournament in Manitoba?
It's actually been, it'll be interesting to see what we get, because the reality of it is, we had a late game in Regina on Wednesday, so we got home pretty late. And so, Thursday, we kind of took it a little bit easy. We didn't go too hard. Worked on some things we wanted to. We gave the kids the weekend off, and we skated today. And again, it's the day you don't want to go overly hard, because you do got to play tomorrow. So, we looked after some of the things we felt we needed to look after, and especially when you play, Wednesday night, and then we got another good weekend of games coming up. So, again, sometimes I think, just getting good teams and having to prepare to compete, and you hope that sometimes that's enough of the motivation or what you need to create that energy, just knowing that you're playing the top team in the league and that you had 2 really close games. So the expectation should be, regardless of how we've practiced, or if we practiced good or bad or whatever, is that expectation is you're going to have tough games, so you're going to have to find a way to be mentally prepared and find a way to compete. And that's one thing about Regina. If you're going to make mistakes, like you will against anybody, but it's really what you do after your mistakes, because they'll transition quick and they'll attack fast. So, you're going to make a mistake, and it's just, what do you do right after it to try to help minimize that mistake?
That was Wildcats head coach Terry Pavley there talking to me yesterday, obviously setting up today's game, and then talking about a couple of things the Wildcats have done the last week or so, and then having 4 players off in Manitoba at that tournament there, the Western Regionals. And I'll bring in my color man here, and Matt, and maybe get some comments on just how many players were at that tournament, who was at that tournament, and how they did.
Thank you, David. We had quite a few females from these 2 teams compete in the Western Regionals last week. Goalie from Swift Current, Aurora Van Wormer, played 4 games for Team Saskatchewan. We had Kiana McNinch, Caitlin Perlinger, Jada Johns, Greta Henderson, Ava Metzger, Ali Girard, and Alexis Petford. So there's quite a few ladies here tonight that did compete and competed well and hard last week. So we're excited for them to get back to their teams and see what both these squads can do.
Yeah, so like Matt mentioned there was 8 players from these 2 teams that went for that tournament, and obviously really high-end players that did end up going. Petford's currently leading the league in scoring, and she led Team Sask in that tournament as well. She had 5 points in 5 games. Girard, who's also on Regina, had 4 points in 5 games there. Ava Metzger, the captain of the Swift Current Wildcats, was there, had a pair of goals in that. Greta Henderson was was one of the Rebels players there. She had an assist. And then Jada Johns was kept off the score sheet defenseman, as was other defensemen from Swift Current and Caitlin Perlinger and Kiana McNinch, forward that you'll see a lot of playing center today here for the Wildcats. She's normally on the wing, but looks like they've shifted her to the center spot for this game at least. And we'll see how that kind of pans out for them. And then the fourth Wildcat player there was Aurora Van Warmer, and she's goaltender. She played 4 of the 5 games for Team Sask, and she was in net when Team Sask won the bronze over Manitoba in a close game there. We're just moments away from this game. Looks like we're about 4 minutes out. I just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, is Supplement King in Swift Current, and they just opened here a couple of years back. Actually, Chris Martins is the owner of Supplement King here in town, but they're one of the sponsors, and we're on ASTV. And we'll head to a quick commercial break, I guess, before the puck drops, and then we'll come back and maybe Matt will go over the lineups quickly before we get puck drop here just after 8 o'clock at Fairview West Arena. David Zammit here, back at Fairview West Arena, and we're just moments away from puck drop. Looks like we're about 2 minutes out, and I'll let Matt run down, I guess, the lineup for the Wildcats.
Yeah, thank you, David. Yeah, for the starting lineup for the Wildcats, we got Kiana McNinch at starting center, like David mentioned, usually right wing, starting at center tonight. We got Sadie Keller, who's starting at right wing tonight. We got Olivia Kerwin at left wing, Amaya Jones and Jessica Buffard on the point. And then in net, we got Aurora Van Warmer coming off her 4-game streak in the Western Regionals.
And Aurora Van Warmer has yet to face Regina this year. It's been Carly Leonard in between the pipes for Swift Current in all 2 of the games that have happened so far, with Swift Current actually coming out on top in both of those games. Swift Current won both of those games in overtime as well. The most recent game was actually in double overtime. Swift Current prevailed there. And earlier in October, I believe on the 20th, Swift Current prevailed in that one as well. That score was 4-3 in overtime. That was in the first overtime. And Ava Metzger scored that game winner, whereas Sadie Keller had the most recent just a week ago on November the 3rd in Regina.
Yeah, we're expecting a good game here tonight, David. You know, we got 2 of the top 3 teams in the league, and Regina's only 2 losses on the season actually come from Swift Current. So Swift Current's looking to repeat that skill and see if we can pull it off again tonight.
And like Matt said, he's got the lineups down. As that McNinch line will be out there to start with Keller, Rubley, And Aurora Van Wormer will be in net. We'll silence here as they're going to play O Canada. So there's O Canada as we get ready for our first period of action here. 20 minutes to play in all 3 periods. And just to go back onto that lineup, Swift Current has 2 locals up front playing on that top line with McNinch right now. And that is Keller and Kerwin, both from Gull Lake, actually. Just 30-minute trek down the road here from Swift Current to the west on the Trans-Canada Highway. And it looks like the big line for Regina is going to start with Gerard at center, Petford on the wing, and Grice with them on the other side. And we're underway here as Grice gets the puck, tries to clear it in. Rubley will kick it back, and Gerard back to her defenseman as they try to reconvene there. And head coach Terry Pavley of the Wildcats almost gets hit with a puck as it heads out of play there, and he's actually going over to look for the puck, try and figure out exactly where it went.
Brooklyn Nimigir is just trying to dump the puck in, and it goes off a stick, and, watch out, coach.
Puck's drawn back, and it's shot in, and then that'll be an icing. That's an icing on Gottlieb.
Just barely behind the red line there. A couple more steps.
And those are probably plays that drive coaches a little bit nuts. You do just want to get that red before you dump it kind of deal.
Always, yes.
No line changes. We're only 19 seconds in as the Rebels win the draw, and Gottlieb behind the net plays it up on the wing to Petford. Petford chips it out. Gerard trying to go hard on the puck. Rubley cuts it off and sends it back around net. And Hansen tries to chip it out there. And it'll be Kerwin that gets it out to other Gull Lake native. And that'll be Keller as she sends it back around net. Gottlieb again with the puck up to Petford on the wing. Petford into the center for Gerard, who lets a hard wrister from in between the blue and the red line go as they send it back around. They center it out in front. Rebels with a bit of pressure already. Send it back towards the net. Henderson unable to tip that, and Thompson will be headed off the other way for Swift Current. She'll try and chip and chase. She gets to the red line, dumps it in. As they'll be battling back down there with Jada Johns. Over to the far side to Jersey Watane. Watane will chip it back along the boards, get it herself right out to a wide open Samantha Thompson in front of the net, and she stopped point blank by Schlamp. Wildcats with a bit of sustained pressure, and Schlamp will just put her mid on that and cover that up.
Great pass in front of the net there. Even better save.
Yeah, Samantha Thompson had a great chance there, as like Matt alluded to. That was a great setup in front of the net. Looks like the Wildcats will get their third line out here. Price chips it behind the net, and not behind the net, towards the goal as Schlamp wins it. That is Wildcats captain on the draw there in Ava Metzger. Metzger will try another draw. It's kind of a scrum draw wins back to Perlinger, though, and she lets a hard wrister go from the point, and that's saved by Schlamp, who's been busy here to start.
Yes, she's very impressive. There's been quite a bit of traffic here in front of her already.
Hard shot from Backus, and she scores. Swift Current is already on the board. We're not even 3 minutes into the game, and the Wildcats are up.
Great shot by Tess Backus there from the point. Beach Schlamp, high glove side. 1-0 Wildcats.
It's a tough play for Schlamp as she was down, but she was also fighting multiple people in front in traffic. And as you saw right there, Ava Metzger just tossed the puck to her coach, and that might be Backus' first goal in the league. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess on that one. Metzger leans in on another draw. Scrum draw as the Wildcats get it. Gottlieb will circle back with the puck. She's been busy with the puck a lot already. Rebels will try and clear it in, but here comes Metzger, Swift Current's captain, to hold it along her own end boards as Hill battles with her. McMaster in there, Hansen as well. Metzger again back reverses it to Hansen, who gets it, tries to bring it up the far side. Rebels cut it off. Shelby Rubley grabs it instead, circles it back around her goal. Price tries to chip it out, but that goes into the center of the ice. Wildcats back on the puck. Rubley sends it back around. Appel gets it, and Metzger is out of her zone and looking to fly down that wing. Cuts towards the goal, gets a far shot on Schlamp, who turns it aside pretty easily. Georgette for Swift Current sends it back around as the Rebels regroup and look to bring it out. They just missed Gerard in the middle there with a pass as she was kind of streaking down. Gottlieb will just send it in as Bouffard heads back, a pair of 17s with touching the puck there. Winger goes to center it, but that's a bad centering play as Regina gets a great chance in front, and that's not the person you want to have that chance, and it's Petford. Gerard behind the net battling. He looks to get the puck free. Jones along the boards. McNinch trying to battle, and the puck's kind of bouncing around a lot here as the Wildcats are trying to get out of their own zone. They do, but it's sent right back in, and it'll be Petford with a great chance in front, and that's another stop by Aurora Van Warmer as she stands tall and holds that lead for Swift Current.
Petford with two wide open looks, and Aurora stands tall twice.
And that's not the person you want to hand the puck to, as we alluded to. She's actually leading the league in scoring, and she's had a great start to the season as the Rebels will chip it back behind the net. Bouffard loses the puck battle as it goes to Henderson, who tries to find Hayhurst out front, and there's a mad scramble in front of Van Warmer. Puck doesn't actually get to the net. Sadie Keller will break it for Swift Current down the other way as she battles with Jada Johns, and they're still battling in the far corner. Keller still on the puck, though. Looks like she's going to come out with that, too. Impressive work there from Keller, and it's back to Keller, who sends it back to Perlinger on the point. Perlinger holds the line, sends it back down to Keller. Tries to go out front for Kerwin, but Kerwin just missed on that attempt. Rebels look to get the puck back and cleared out of their own zone, but that'll be Kerwin again keeping it in the Rebels zone. Hayhurst this time, though, looks to be getting it out, and that's picked off. Wildcats are doing a great job of keeping the puck in the Rebels zone right now as they'll start a change. Samantha Thompson in there battling with Henderson along the far boards.
Yeah, Swift Current on a very strong forecheck right now. And
Swift Current back in their own zone. Backus, the goal scorer, gets it out. However, Regina turns it back over, and it'll be Gerard that'll try to chip it in, but that's cut off by Metzger in the neutral zone. And Watain just out of the reach of her as it'll head back down in behind Aurora Van Warmer, who plays it behind her goal, up to Shelby Rubley, who then chips it, but that's turned over, and Gerard picks that off. Gerard's had a ton of turnovers, caused a ton of turnovers already. Solid play from her.
Both teams forechecking really well this opening period.
Jersey Watain looks to have numbers headed the other way. And she tries to hit Metzger. Actually, she tried to hit Swan there. Her and Metzger and Swan were breaking. It looks like a 3-on-1, but missed Swan on the pass. The puck is now in the far end, just along the boards as Regina looks to reset. That'll be Schmidt. That'll clear it up along the boards. Regina looks to try and get the puck out. They didn't there, and it'll be an icing call. It looked like Maya Gerard there was trying to battle for the puck along the boards there and get it out and send it back down, but she didn't get a piece of it, and that'll be icing.
And as you alluded to earlier, yes, that is Tess Backus' first goal of the season.
And that might be her first of league play as well. I'm not too sure, to be honest, but like Matt said there, first of the season for sure, and get Swift Current on the board early. Swift Current comes back in, and that's a Pell that rings it off the post just above Schlamp. Actually, that was the crossbar. Just missed that play as the Rebels will send it back down, and Jones grabs it across to her D partner in Bouffard, who sends it back up into the neutral zone. The Rebels will be hot on that puck, though. They'll look to turn it back up the other way. Center it back in. The Rebels will be setting up. That's Hill centering it. Looking for McMaster in the middle, but unable to connect. The Rebels still have the puck. Looks like Wingard will get to that puck with Hill on her hot. Kind of turns her around there as the Rebels look to put the puck back in, but McNinch has it at center and hits a Pell, and a Pell will just dump it in on Schlamp. And like we said, Schlamp's been really busy early on. I can't really see the shots just from where our broadcast booth is. Matt might have a better look at the shots, although it looks like Schlamp has been really busy to start. Is that an 8 or a 6? It's 6. So Schlamp's made 5 saves already, and obviously surrendered that 1 goal to Swift Current. The Rebels dump it back in. That was Petford dumping it in, and this is that Regina line that you got to be careful with. Grice out there. Ali Gerard as well, their captain. Swift Current will bring it back in the other way, though. And that's Perlinger battling defensemen, trying to keep it in. They keep it in, but it'll come back out into the neutral zone. Backus with the puck, and that'll be dumped in by Winger. Not really much of a dump in, though, as Regina cuts it off, and they'll be coming back in hot. As Shelby Rubley back on the puck for Swift Current. She'll pass it along to Hanson, but that's picked off as the Rebels look to set up shop here. And that'll be Hayhurst, who's 3rd in the league in scoring. Back to the point, who lets a shot go. Van Warmer looked like she got a piece of that with Henderson on the doorstep for traffic. The Metzger turning it back up ice for Swift Current. Metzger looks for a kind of almost a dump and chase, but not fully, as she kind of controlled the entry. More of a deke move off the boards, one of those moves you pull back.
Van Warmer stopping all 3 shots, all 3 open looks, looking very solid tonight. It was a great start.
On the draw is Metzger again, and she loses that one to Henderson. Keller dumps it back in for Kerwin. Looks like Terry Pavley's already put his forward lines in a line blender, as he's put Metzger with the 2 Gull Lake products in Kerwin and Keller. Rebels will come in, and that's a hard shot by Hayhurst, but that is tipped by Bouffard, just able to get in the way of that. Metzger will try and play it out, and she does. She hits Keller, who will get the blue line and dump it in right on Schlamp. Schlamp will cover that up with Kerwin, another Gull Lake product bearing down on her. We'll get a draw with McNinch leaning in, and that'll be Ali Gerard on it for the Rebels, and McNinch wins that back. It's over to Perlinger. Perlinger just kind of dumps it, didn't really have an avenue. McNinch behind the net with the puck. Looks for Watane, who's wide open, cuts out from behind the net and gets a great shot, but just misses high on Schlamp. Battle in the corner between McNinch and Gerard behind the net, and that kind of comes out front. McNinch still battling, as Jersey Watane was just unable to keep it in there at the blue line, and that'll be an offside.
It was actually a penalty, I believe. Called on Kiana McNinch.
Maybe a little too much battling. Maybe a little too much battling in the offensive zone there, Matt.
Yes. Does stick a little bit too far in the hands.
Yeah, Gerard wins it back. strong point shot. But Van Warmer turns it aside. Now it's Nimigears with the puck. Over to Gerard, behind the net to Grice. Now it's behind the net to Petford, who's battling there with Rubley. Grice kind of turns on it, tries to come out front, but that's turned back by Shelby Rubley. Back to the point for Nimigears, who finds a wide open Petford, who hammers a shot, and it was saved originally by Aurora Van Warmer, actually, but it was saved by Aurora Van Warmer's stick. And because it hit her stick so high, it kind of fluttered off her stick, came in and sat behind her on the goal line, and the Wildcats weren't able to win the race to the puck that was in behind Van Warmer, who didn't really know where the puck was.
Yeah, she needs a little bit bigger knob on the stick to make that save, unfortunately.
Yeah, obviously a tough one there, as that was a hard shot. So it was Petford that poked the puck home. Oh, they're saying that it was the Petford shot that went in, but I thought it was it was sitting there on the line before it actually went in.
It was very close.
Yeah, so we'll have to defer to the refs on that one. It was a hard Petford shot from about the half wall, walked into it, beat Van Warmer up high, hit Van Warmer's stick, went down and sat on the goal line. We have another draw in the Swift Current zone, and that'll be Metzger, who wins it back to Shelby Rubley. Van Warmer kind of tripped there. I'm not sure if she caught her stick on the net or what exactly happened, but she's back up. Wildcats look to get it out. That'll be Hansen down in the corner. Watain chips it out as they'll have pressure there. It'll be Hansen looking to get the puck out as she has Mans on her. Yeah, puck battle, another hard shot from the point. And that was by Petford again. She really likes to walk into those slap shots or even maybe snap shots. Petford on the puck again, looking to center it. No one home there in the center slot. Watain will go back the other way for Swift Current.
Petford with 4 of 5 Regina shots on Swift Current tonight.
She's certainly been busy, and that'll certainly give us some insight as to why she is the leading scorer in the league currently. As she's really got some big numbers, doesn't she, Matt?
Yes, that puts her at 10 goals for the season, actually, and 20 points.
That's an impressive start. This is only the
impressive.
9th game into the season, so she's really racking them up. Winger behind the net, holds on to the puck. They try to bring it out front to Schlamp. Get a chance on Schlamp. That's Wingert again with the puck. That's to Georgette, who dumps it back in behind the net. That'll be McNinch on the puck now for Swift Current, who was in the box when that goal was scored on the power play. And she loses the battle there. Swift Current's able to keep it in, and Jones, though, and Georgette sends a shot towards the goal, but it doesn't reach it to Schlamp. Schlamp's tested, however, from Buffard on the point. Battle along the boards. Regina looks to come out, and they do. They just dump it in, though, as they'll peel for a change. There's a dump in by Brooke Kratz from Moose Jaw. Buffard behind the net hits Sadie Keller, who will look to bring it out. She cuts into the middle of the ice. She's still got the puck. Peeks past a couple of Regina players, and she looks to go all the way with it. Good, solid entry there. She's able to get strong help from Samantha Thompson. However, that puck is turned back over, and it'll be Hayhurst that'll bring it in for the Rebels. That's turned back the other way, though, as Kerwin cuts that off. As Regina comes back in, now that is cut off and headed back the other way. Hayhurst again with the puck into the middle. Hayhurst with a shot, just misses. And that was Henderson that hooked up with her on a pass. That'll be a Pell headed back the other way for Swift Current. Pell down the wing, right back of the goal. Loses the puck as her and Schmidt battle. Rebels will clear it as Metzger is unable to hold the line for Swift Current. Metzger
Both teams
hard.
applying a lot of pressure tonight. You know, they're sending 2, 3, 4 checkers every time, and it's causing a lot of rush plays and a lot of rush passes.
It'll be Regina captain Allie Gerard with the puck. She's looking to set something up, looking to hit Petford there. The Rebels get the puck towards the net. they are really loaded up here with Petford, Gerard, and Hayhurst, the top 3 scorers in the Saskatchewan Female U18 Hockey League. They center it, but Appel will break that up, but it doesn't get out. It's held at the line, sent back of the goal. As Petford will circle it back around. Let's see if Appel can get it out this time for Swift Current. The big battle along the boards there is Grice is now in there. Looks like Hayhurst had gone for the change to allow Grice to get out there for the Rebels. Rebels will turn back. Grice chips it in. Back around to the net. Hansen will be there. Tries to chip it, and that's cut off by Petford. Sorry, that's Gerard who tried to center it, but that's picked off, and it goes back the other way for Swift Current. Watain hard in, but they'll be called icing as Price tried to chip it to Watain, went a little far, and then it got a little too much ice under it. Skated the puck didn't skate the ice, but the puck went the length of the ice for the icing.
Just miss, yep.
And that'll be Metzger on the draw against Hill. Metzger wins it back. Hansen on the puck. Hill in there as well. Metzger comes back behind her own net, sets it up for Watain on the far wing. Tries to send it to Price, but Price is looking for a change instead, so the Wildcats will catch a quick change there as Metzger and Price will head off. McNinch will come over the boards. The Rebels with a great chance. It's Kratz right in front of the net. Great chance. Sorry, that's Mans.
Brooklyn Nimigears did a lot to set that up. Well done. Great play.
Nimigears has been pretty good offensively for Regina this year to date as well, I believe. She has 6 points, and this is her 9th game, and I don't believe she got a point on that first goal, but still, 6 points in 9 games for a D-man is certainly good in this league. The Mans with the puck for Regina, breaking it out. Just about hits red ice, but Watain turns it back. Regina will dump it in. Certainly won't be icing as Bouffard goes into the corner in a battle with Johns, the defenseman, so a fair defenseman in the Swift Current corner. Gerard on the puck out at center ice area. Hard on the puck looking for a teammate to pass it to, who just kind of dumps it in. Will be headed back around, and Jones is the first one on the puck for Swift Current. Bouffard there. Gerard with the puck looking to center it. Swift Current kind of knocks it back aside. Scrum in front of us here is Gerard and Gerard for Regina down in the corner, and that's a announcer's nightmare is Maya Gerard and Ali Gerard out there on the same line currently. Swift Current turns it back the other way, and Watain was turned back at center. That'll be sent back around the Swift Current goal. Bouffard picks it up and looks for another outlet. She hits that, and that's Swan who hits then Watain at center. Gets it over the blue line, but kind of loses control there as Daly will pick up the puck, but it looks like a penalty will be going to Regina for interference. Is it Regina or is it Swift Current?
It is Regina.
It is Regina.
Cannot see her number, though.
That'll be Schmidt, veteran defenseman for Regina, headed off. And Regina has 3 rookies and 3 veterans on defense there, so you'd imagine Schmidt would be on the kill, given that she's a vet, but she'll be sitting here instead. Bouffard looks to hit Thompson on the wing. That's cut off, though. Bouffard able to keep it in. That'll be short-lived as Regina's Petford will send it the almost length of the ice, but it will be, I guess, the length of the ice when Swift Current goes back and set it up, and that'll be Shelby Rubley looking for an outlet. Regina picks that off, and Petford will be behind the goal in a battle with Bouffard. Petford still on the puck, strong on the puck. Keeks out Rubley and still giving Bouffard a bit of a fit. Bouffard wins that puck battle back, though. And it'll be Thompson running back the other way. She was looking for Swan there on the far wing, but that was cut off. Back to Aurora Van Warmer. It looks like Swift Current's going to change up the forwards here. They're struggling with the entry, Matt. Keller back into the center for McNinch, who gets the line. So they've got the entry here. Keller, McNinch looking for a shot there, but she'll pass it back to Perlinger, who gets her shot blocked. And this could be a breakaway back the other way, and it is. As Henderson comes in, and she's stopped by Van Warmer. And then Gerard runs into Van Warmer after the breakaway. Metzger with the puck on the far wall for Swift Current. Looking to set it up. Perlinger, she'll hit Perlinger, who will walk in over the line. Get a shot that's blocked. Back behind the net. Keller looking to set it up for Swift Current. And that's picked off as the Rebels will try and send it back the other way. Bit of a board battle as a couple of players down there. They're going to blow it dead. Henderson for Regina and Metzger for Swift Current.
Van Warmer staying with the play the entire time. Looked very, very, very nice on that breakaway.
Yeah, she was solid there. Didn't commit too early. And that was the fourth leading scorer for Regina. So that's one of the last players you want to see bearing down on you. And Greta Henderson, she's got a point a game coming into this contest. 7 points in 7 games. She's missed one contest as she was away with Team Sask there in Manitoba last week. Appel gets a chance. That's turned back aside, though. Daly has the puck behind the net for Regina. Regina looking to break out, but that's cut off by Swift Current. They do get out of the line, though. They'll look to bring it back in. Send it back behind the net. It'll be Hansen for Swift Current. She tries to go on the uplet to Appel, but that's cut off as Wingert steps in to help Hansen. She was battling with Flynn there. Might be an icing call on Swift Current. No, it looks like they've waved it off. So Swift Current rudely keeps it in. Looks to press a little bit, but she's turned back as Gotsley got it. And now Regina will be sending it up. Hayhurst with the puck. Dumps it in, Bouffard strong back of the net, looking for an outlet. Misses Appel on the outlet play. And that'll be headed back in, and Bouffard will be back on the puck again. She sets it up. Hits Georgette, who hits Thompson in the middle of the ice. Ends up losing it, and that'll be for Rudley. Bit of a puck battle along the boards as the puck will go out of play. Not sure how much time we got left here in the first period. Is that 1:18, Matt?
That is 1:18, yes.
So we're almost into our final minute of play here in the first, and really
7-7.
So after a strong start for Swift Current, as they racked up 6 and Regina only had 2, Regina certainly made a push back here.
Yes.
Swift Current takes the puck in, and it looked like a body check there. Certainly was laid on Price and Swift Current, but no call there, obviously. And headed back as Thompson kind of back passes it. So does Georgette. Thompson back on the puck looking for a centering play, but nobody's there for Swift Current. Jones will keep it in the zone, though. Swift Current looking for another centering play, but that's picked off. That'll be Grice with the puck, and now
there it is.
Now that'll be a call against Regina. So Swift Current will head back to the power play. One thing they won't have to worry about here is an entry at least, as they'll start the play in the zone. Looks like head coach Terry Pavley is going to load up on this one, send over McNinch for the draw.
Yeah, just a little bit too much contact there.
Metzger looking for the down low play to McNinch, who gets her shot blocked. Great block there for Regina. McNinch on the sidewall, plays it to Keller, who overplays it, who back passes it to Watain. McNinch now again. She's on the sidewall looking to come off it. Keller, back to McNinch. Over to Perlinger, who just misses it, just out of her reach. So Kern will have to retreat, and that'll be Metzger that'll wind back into her zone, hit Perlinger. They look for an outlet play. That'll be Watain along the boards, and that'll be the end of the first period, and certainly an entertaining one. Both teams find the score sheet there in that period. Petford for Regina and Bacchus for Swift Current. Bacchus was the first one, as we have a 15-minute break here. We'll hear from one of the Wildcats who actually isn't in the lineup tonight. She's out with a shoulder injury, as Terry Pavley alluded to in the pregame interview. As we'll head to a quick commercial break, we'll see when that Wildcat is able to make it up here, as I believe it's Addison Urich. We'll hear from her and get her thoughts on the first period, and maybe talk to her how hard it is to sit out while her team's on the ice. Thanks for tuning in to ASTV's first period between the Wildcats and the Regina Rebels.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
David Zammit back here at Fairview West Arena, and I'm joined by Addison Urick of the Swift Current Wildcats, and she's a defenseman. Has to sit out this game, however, with an injury. And I guess you just want to assess the team's play in the first period, obviously against a tough team, a tough opponent in the Regina Rebels.
I think they did pretty good first to start off the period. They were aggressive on both power play and penalty kill, and they kept with it for 20 minutes.
Happy to see Backus get on the board for Swift Current there. Was that her first league goal?
Yep.
Okay, I wondered why Metzger grabbed the puck and flipped it over to Pavely, but that gives us a bit of backsight into that. I guess happy to get the girls back from the Team Sask event. You guys were without them last week, 4 of them, obviously starting goalie in Van Warmer, Metzger, McNinch, and Perlinger.
It was definitely a different game without them out there.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, when they're leaders, I'm sure they're leaders in the room as well.
Yep.
Now, I guess just tell me how tough it is to sit along the sidelines and watch this kind of thing. Obviously, you want to be out there playing lots, getting your reps in. and obviously a battle like this against a top opponent in Regina. Just share your thoughts on how hard it is to sit out and watch this kind of thing.
It definitely is a struggle, but you do get to learn lots of things by sitting up there. You get to learn what you need to work on, what the team works on. I definitely miss hockey, but I'm learning lots of new things by watching the game from a different angle.
So do they have you charting anything up there, or do you just get to watch and kind of enjoy?
Couple of last games I've been counting face-offs and shots, and this game I'm counting how long each player's shifts are.
Okay, so Pavely's got you doing some work up there. You're not just enjoying the.
No, I gotta focus.
Yeah, I shouldn't say holiday, but kind of a break from action.
Yep.
Yeah, so like you said, you're obviously tuning in pretty closely, and then I guess you're out currently with a shoulder injury. I'm not sure if you're allowed to share much on that, but how is the shoulder feeling?
It is a lot better. I am cleared by my physio to play this Saturday, so I'm excited for that.
So you'll be in the lineup when Battleford joins,
yep.
or visits, I guess, this Saturday and Sunday. So obviously happy to get back into the lineup for that.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your work up top and charting and coming over and visiting us here in the booth in Swift Current. As I'll send it back to another commercial break here, as we're about 8 minutes out from the second period resuming. The score is between the Wildcats and Regina Rebels 1-1.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, wing night Wednesdays, buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
Back here at Fairview Arena in Swift Current with Matt as my color man. And we're just about 4 minutes out from the start of the second period. I was joined by Wildcats defenseman Addison Urich there as she gave some insight as to how hard it is to watch this kind of stuff, especially being out with an injury. But she did share there that she'll be back for Saturday's game. Her physio's given her the okay for Saturday and Sunday, and Matt and I will be on the broadcast for both of those games against Battleford as well, so you'll have to put up with us for quite a bit. Now, I guess before we get going here on the second period, we're going to look back on a summary of the first. We just have to pull up and see what we got for scoring-wise. But it's been a good start. 7-7 are the shots so far. And I guess, Matt, what do you want to share on what you're seeing from either side so far? Seeing anything that's standing out or anything strategy-wise?
Yeah, the first period was a lot of pressure. You know, they're sending 3 girls deep on dumping chases, and they're trying to pressure the defenseman to make a mistake. And I'm noticing that on both ends of the rink, and it seems to be working. So, hopefully one team can rectify that in the second, or just keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, like Matt said, both teams have been getting sustained pressures in opposition zone. And I guess we'll do a quick summary here. It was Tess Backus that opened the scoring for Swift Current just 2 minutes and a second into the game. So 121 seconds into the game as she let a hard point shot go. Kind of a seeing eye shot that beat Schlamp, who was busy early on. She saw a lot of action, and that was assisted by Paris Appel and Sydney Price. Sydney Price is from Swift Current, local talent there. And then one of the big guns for the Regina Rebels answered, and Alexis Petford put them on the board at the 10:24 mark of the first period with assists to Brooklyn Nimigears and Ashley Grice, and that was on the power play. And Swift Current will actually start this period on the power play. Minute and 20 left in that, I believe.
Correct, yes.
As we're just getting ready here for the second period. It'll be McNinch on the draw. And it looks like, I'm not sure if it'll be Petford on the draw or Gerard on the draw for the Rebels. As they look to get things sorted out, it'll be Daly on the point. Schlamp in goal for Regina. The other defenseman will be Nimigears. Looks like Keller up front with Metzger, McNinch, Watane, and Perlinger for Swift Current as they'll load up that top unit and look for a go-ahead goal here. We do have a couple of crease issues, it looks like, down in Schlamp's zone. And
they're testing how well the puck slides.
And I guess if you ask Regina, that could be a good or a bad thing, depending on how hard you want the puck sliding towards your goalie. It'll be Gerard that'll lean in for the draw and McNinch, and it's kind of a scrum draw. It's still a scrum at center. Nobody's really got the puck, and that will be Petford that'll get the puck. Send it in, takes a weird ricochet off the boards. It'll be Metzger back behind her goal. She'll look to set it up, hits Watane, who McNinch brings it in. McNinch with a strong entry play over to Perlinger, who drives the net hard and had a great chance there on Schlamp. Looked like she just missed. She'll have to tag back up before Sadie Keller enters the zone. Doesn't look like Keller saw her as Perlinger tried to dive. And what'd you see there on that play, Matt?
That was a phenomenal pass. Unfortunately, Perlinger just barely missed it and had a wide open look. Nothing but net.
And a bit of a weird play, I will say, in that Perlinger, your defenseman, your only defenseman on the ice when you're running 4 forwards, is the one that's driving the net, but it almost worked.
Yes.
Metzger hits Watane. Watane will walk in over the blue line. Drop back pass for Keller, turned aside by Schlamp. McNinch in the corner. McNinch looks to center it over to Metzger, who lets a hard slap shot go. Not sure Schlamp saw it with Keller and Watane in front of her. Keller on the puck now.
Swift Current has done a great job at flooding in front of Schlamp. There it is.
That's a great shot by Keller. Keller kind of walked out from the half wall there. There was a ton of traffic, like Matt said there. I believe it was Watain parked in front of the net, and that'll be Keller scoring. And she actually had the game winner last time these two met when it went to overtime. That'll be Keller's 6th goal on the season. She could be a Cy Young candidate if she was playing in baseball. She's got 6 goals and 0 assists. 6-0 would be the record for her currently. Wildcats lose the draw, but they gain the puck back really quickly. Puck behind the net. That'll be Schmidt plays it up, but that's picked off by Swan. Swan holds the puck, looks for Thompson, but Swan gets it back herself. Swan back play. That'll be Thompson on the puck now. Thompson gets hit from behind, and that's an easy call on Schmidt. Schmidt wasn't pleased that the ref's arm went up. However, that is an easy call. It was right in front of the ref, and Schmidt will be headed off, and that what looked like a lethal power play for Swift Current will be headed back out on the ice. As it looks like Pavley's going to load that top unit back up and send them out over the boards.
Regina needs to figure out a way to unflood this slot so Slab could see any shot that's coming her way.
Swift Current wins the draw, and that was back to Metzger, who sends it down to Watain. They battle just in front of us here. As I know the camera doesn't reach down there, so it's a bit annoying, but Keller back to Watain, back to the point for Metzger, who lets a hard shot go. Looks like it was just tipped in front. Looked like Keller might have got a piece of it, but it was stopped in time. Perlinger with a shot blocked at the line. McNinch down to Keller. Keller back up high to Perlinger, who lets a great shot go. That looks like it hit the slant in front, maybe in the breadbasket area. McNinch to the net, and that'll be a McNinch shot. And it looked like Watain tips that in front. Is that red-hot Swift Current power play is really going to work here. As they jump out to a 3-1 lead, and that'll get Watain in a tie for 3rd in league scoring now with Hayhurst of Regina. That'll be her 12th point on the season. Believe it's her 8th goal. I'll hand it over to Matt on that.
Great power play, great setup by Terry and the Wildcats. You know, Slam can't see a thing. There's no chance.
Yeah, like Matt said, the key to that penalty kill for Regina was to clear the front of the net, and they didn't do a great job, or Swift Current did a great job, I guess, getting into Schlamp's vision there and kind of clouding things, and she wasn't able to do much there. But, you know, the Rebels look like they'll have a chance here as Swift Current's ice the puck. Johns goes back and gets it to the linesman. Linesman will bring it up. Draw down to the right of Van Warmer in the Swift Current zone. Swift Current wins that. The Georgette on the wing, chips it out. Swan just out of her reach. Johns and Swan battling along the boards. It'll be Swan that does come up with the puck. That's a hard wrister goal. That's another save by Schlamp. She has been really busy to start this period. I know a couple goals have gotten by her, but she's been good when she's been able to see the puck. I mean, that Bacchus goal in the first, she couldn't see. She couldn't see the power play markers here either. So when she's been able to see the puck, it's obviously been a help. And Swan gets a great chance there in the slot area, but that's blocked by a couple of Regina players. Georgette behind the net, but that's picked off as Regina will head the other way. And that's not one player you want heading the other way, and it's Petford. And it looked like Petford was going to be gone on a 2-on-1 potentially. And we've already seen what Petford can do when she can shoot the puck. And knowing that, assistant captain for the Wildcats, Jessica Buffard, will do the old stick lift, but maybe a little too much enthusiasm on the stick lift.
Oh, that's what we call a super stick lift, David. Yeah, that thing went soaring.
Well, you played AAA hockey, did you not, Matt? And you played defense, so maybe you can maybe allow some insight into what it's like knowing a leading scorer is headed the other way and you're caught behind her.
The only thing I did on the hockey rink, David, was exactly that super stick lift you just saw right there. That was my specialty, and that was the only thing I could do. So
he might be underselling himself a bit, as he was able to play a bit of AAA, and I myself was just house league. But here comes Regina as they'll set it up. They hit Nimigears in the center. That was Gerard with the strong pass. Nimigears had an assist in the first to get her up to 7 points on the season. It's a hard shot from Petford, but that's turned aside by Van Warmer. And Petford shot from the same area earlier, but beat Van Warmer up high as the puck trickled off her stick, headed back the other way.
That's her 6th shot of the evening.
That's impressive. 7th, he says, as she does get another shot there. Van Warmer turns her aside. Be back to the point where Nimigears looks to set it up, settle it down. Gerard walks the line back over to Nimigears, and that was a great passing play, but that's turned aside by Van Warmer again. Regina's really moving the puck here. Gerard with another chance in the slot area, misses though. Gottlieb will get the puck, settle it down. Passes back into Petford, who gets a great chance. No way. Van Warmer just made an unbelievable stick save on Nimigears, the defenseman who had pinched in. That's an incredible save. Hayhurst on the half wall, looking for her options. Kind of flubs on the puck. Nimigears back to red line.
She had 3 feet of net and 1 inch of stick.
Yeah, that's a really exceptional play there.
Well done.
By Van Warmer to turn that aside as Swift Current will look to kill a little more as there's only 10 seconds left on that. McNinch with the puck just in front of us, just running the 3 Rebels around their own zone, so they can't do much with it. And she'll eat that clock. And like the goaltender in front of us just said, we're now even. The puck goes back down. That'll be Shelby Rubley with the puck. Looks for her D partner in Perlinger, who kind of fans on it, but then gets the puck up to a pal. Gets it just there to the Wildcats zone. Rubley looks to outlet it. Gets cut off. It'll be Daly just in front of us. She looks to outlet it herself. Price into the center where McNinch was. McNinch turns it over, and that'll be Henderson headed back the other way, one of the Rebels' top scorers. Cut off there, though, as Henderson looked to center it, and that was a great play by Perlinger to stop that centering pass that would have been headed for Grice back door. That'll be Henderson looking to center it again for Grice, picked off, and it'll be Swift Current breaking it out. Thompson was Thompson, and she was held up by Schmidt, and Schmidt just took a penalty, and she'll be headed back to the box. So that one's just for interference. I believe the last one, we've got a bit of a stoppage here. Schlamp's got to readjust her pad, so that Swift Current Wildcats power play that's been red hot. They've scored twice already in the period.
It's throwing their body around a little bit too much, and it's costing Schlamp a lot of bad shots and a hard night.
Yeah, the Wildcats will head back to the power play here with 13:58 left in the second period, and they're looking to build on that 2-goal lead. They've already got 2 power play markers in the period. One was scored by Watain. The most recent was scored by Watain as well. McNinch wins that cleanly back to Metzger, across to her D partner, and Perlinger, who wins it down to McNinch on the half wall, and that'll be sent back the other way. Perlinger kind of circles back, looks for her options as she looks to bring it in, doesn't like the options that she saw, so she'll cycle back. Keller just in over the line, surveys her options over to McNinch. Keller walks out, tries to go for the shot. Watain behind the net over to Keller. Keller back to the point for Perlinger, who lets a hard shot go, and that was a tip by Watain, who tipped home one earlier. Just missed on that tip there, as the Rebels will head back the other way, and that's Petford with the puck. It's a one-on-one with her and Perlinger, and she just misses high on Van Warmer, where she beat Van Warmer earlier in the game for the Regina lone goal to this point.
Now when Swift Current gets set up on their power play, they send one girl to the front of the net to act as what we call a bumper. She stays there, she screens, she tries to get any rebound, and Regina just can't clear her out of there.
All right. Swift Current still on the power play here. 50 seconds left as they'll look to bring it up. Hits Keller in the wide open middle. Plant turns that aside. Perlinger into the corner. Perlinger looking to bring it back to the point. She's looking for options, though. She goes far side to Metzger. Metzger on the far side holds it in. Circles back, but that's cut off by Hayhurst.
One-on-one.
Hayhurst one-on-one. That's kind of turned back aside by Perlinger. Great defensive play there by Perlinger in a one-on-one.
Well done.
Hayhurst kind of looking to the ref, looking for an infraction penalty, but she's not going to get that. Swan behind the net, loses the puck to Daly, but digs it back out from Daly. Georgette along the boards, back to the point. And that's the strong play by Daly again. Daly made a couple of good plays there in the defensive zone and ends up getting the puck out of her zone as the penalty's now done, and there's 11:47 left in the second period. Regina's looking to set up shop in the offensive zone.
Shots are 13-11 in favor of Swift Current. Halfway through the second.
I'm sure some of that, Matt, is aided by their 3 power plays here in the second period as well, right? They were 7-7 after the first, and Swift's already got 6 in this period. They bring it over the line, and that's Swan drops it off for Thompson. That's picked off. Another strong play by Daly in the defensive zone as she'll get them headed in the right direction. That's Henderson looking for a slap shot in between the red and blue line. That's blocked, however, by Rubley. Buffard grabs that, sends it over to Swan, who will just dump it in. There'll be a puck battle in the corner. That'll be Kerwin and Nimigears on the puck. Nimigears with a turn back, burns Thompson and Swan as the puck will head up the ice. That'll be Kratz over to Mans. Mans into the center to Petford, 1-on-3. She kind of circles back, looks for help. That'll be Johns, her defenseman, that will go down in to get that puck. But it'll be Sadie Keller that'll chip it back this way. Petford, the forward, the first one back on the puck for Regina. Carpin looks to clear it, but that's picked off, and it'll be Keller down in the corner just in front of us. As Kratz from Moose Jaw will be battling there, and Perlinger keeps it in. Carpan gets it out. Swift Current goes D to D. Perlinger as they dump it back in. And that'll be an icing call on Swift Current. As they lead 3-1 currently, we're at the almost 10-minute mark of the second period here. In, I guess, what's turned into a bit of a power play fest for Swift Current in the second period. They've already had 3. They've scored on 2 of them.
Yeah, Regina needs to find a way to calm it down a little bit, play a more relaxed game of hockey, and quit being so physical. At least be physical in a clean way.
Mann's back behind the net in the Swift Current zone, looking for a centering play, can't find it, goes back to the point where Daly is. Daly lets a wrister go, but that's easily turned aside by the stick of Aurora Van Warmer.
Van Warmer's looked very good tonight.
She has, hasn't she?
She's faced about, 2,700 shots from the leading scorer tonight, so holding her own quite well.
Yeah, and that's a teammate of hers, actually, at that Western Regionals last week. Petford would have been scoring for her. Now she's trying to score against her, so a bit of a different look. She probably saw her in practice there a bit, so maybe she has an inside look as Regina has a nice scrum play there. Looks like Mans was just missed on the doorstep there as the puck will head down. That'll be an icing if it gets there. No, they wave it off last second, and Swift Current has 3 on the puck hot.
What's that forecheck? Send 2 or 3 girls deep every time.
Like you said, you've alluded to it a few times. I was Price, Wingert, and Appel on the puck there for Swift Current looking to get it and be sent back the other way as the Rebels will send it in. That's Hill. That'll be Buffard on the puck now for Swift Current. She turns it over to Hill. Hill over to Petford, and she was looking for Grice on the doorstep. That's turned back the other way. Regina's starting to buzz here. They're getting some chances. Gerard will keep that in. That'll be dumped out, though, for Swift Current as Jones, the defenseman, looking to bring it in. Strong rush from her and Swan behind the net for Swift Current, but that's picked off and sent back the other way for Petford, who gets it out, takes a precarious bounce, off Hansen, and it almost looked like Allie Gerard was going to be going to the races. However, she was stopped. She looked to try and split the D there between Jones and Hansen, but they caught up to her and stopped that. That'll be Johns keeping it in at the line. Hansen tries to play it out. Kept in again by Johns, who lets a half slap shot, half snapper go. Nimigears on the other side does the same thing, and then point-blank chance for Gerard, and then another point-blank chance for the Rebels as their turn to side on both of those. They're able to hold the line, and that's Johns that held the line there for the Rebels. So Current trying to battle to get the puck out, but Jones turns that over. They're looking for the backdoor play. The Rebels were there, and they're really starting to pour on the pressure here. They've got Swift Current caught, maybe a little tired, and they weren't able to get off. Now they'll be able to get a change, as I'm sure Aurora Van Wormer noticed that her troops were out there a bit long. She'll cover the puck and get a change.
She's been so impressive tonight. I think that was 6 shots in a matter of 4 seconds. Well done.
Henderson wins the draw back for Regina. Hard shot from the point by Gottsleg, but that's turned aside. That will be Flynn on the puck. She goes back to her defenseman, Carpin. Carpin keeps it in at the line as Swift Current tries to get it out. Now Swift Current's got it out, though. It'll be a 2-on-1 for Thompson. Thompson keeps, shoots, and that's a big glove save by Schlamp. It was a 2-on-1. It didn't look like Thompson was going to pass that one at all. Schlamp read the play well. The defenseman for Regina stayed in the middle. And I'm really not sure it looked like a pass was in the cards at all there, Matt.
Yeah, they could have risked it, but good job by Peyton Schlamp. She obviously saw that one.
Yeah, she read that play well, especially for a goaltender. Not sure if the pass was going over or not, but like we said, Thompson looked pretty set on taking the shot there. As Henderson will go back the other way, makes that beautiful move around Perlinger, but has to curl back as she kind of ran out of room as she was going to go in on Van Wormer. Back to the point for Carpan. She'll go D to D. That's another beautiful move, breaking the ankles as Gottslig made the move at the line, avoided Georgette, who then fell, came in on Van Wormer, got the shot, but
she sent Georgette all the way to the north side then.
And Daly there with another point shot. So Regina is really starting to pick up the shot count. And some of them have been grade A chances too. Daly with the puck back at her own blue line. She'll look to send it up. Kept in by Keller. So Kern will look to get some pressure on here. That's Kerwin and Carpin in the corner. And that'll be board play. Board play by Kratz and Keller. Keller back to the point for Hansen. Hansen lets a hard shot go that hit about 4 players on the way to the net. One of them was McNinch. One of them was Kerwin. It might have hit Carpan as well, as Regina will ice the puck. So the draw will come back to Schlamp's left, it appears. You can't. Oh, that'll be another penalty. Head contact. That'll be for a Powell, though. And probably not the penalty Terry Pavley will want, especially in the offensive zone. And that'll allow the Regina Rebels to get their top guns out on the power play. Consist of Johns and Nimigears on the point, and then those top 3 scorers in Hayhurst, Gerard, and Petford. It'll be Gerard on the draw against Wildcats captain Ava Metzger. And it's another scrum draw. We've seen a lot of those tonight, Matt.
Yeah, they're getting pretty physical off the draw. It's all about that possession right off the hop, especially when you're starting a power play. You want to come in strong, you want to come in fast, you want to get set up quickly, and you want to get going.
So Current's done a good job of keeping the Rebels out of the zone here, but looks like Hayhurst will bust down that wing. Metzger isn't able to cut her off. Hayhurst will get in behind the net, look to set things up for Regina. She looks back to the point for Johns. Johns back to Hayhurst. Hayhurst holds it, spins and deals to Gerard. Gerard back of the net to Petford. Back to Johns at the point. Goes D to D for Nimigears. Nimigears spins off. A check from Metzger. Nimigears still with the puck. Down to the corner. Looking to walk out from the half wall. No chance there. Gerard behind the back of the net now. Looking to do the same thing. Looking to turn the puck back. Cut off by Perlinger. Now she gets it back behind play. Back to the point for Nimigears. Nimigears cycles it down. That's a great play there by Perlinger. We'll send it back the other way and just dump it in on Schlamp. Schlamp will be forced to hold on as Watain was bearing down on her. That's a great play by defenseman there in Perlinger.
Two very different power play looks from each team. You know, Schlamp is crowded, can't see anything in her crease. And Van Wormer's got all the daylight in the world just to work with the passes. So it's definitely interesting to see the strategy these teams have come up with and coaches.
Yeah, and I mean, the Regina one did work in the first. It was Petford from kind of the perimeter. She was able to walk in from the half wall a bit, let a hard shot go that ended up beating Van Wormer off the stick and in. But it's been a lot of perimeter stuff here for Regina here, and they haven't been able to get anything from it really. As Henderson lets a shot go and then another shot go, and that's a lot better shot selection from Regina there. Henderson was able to get to almost the slot area there. Had her first shot blocked, followed it up with another chance though, and Van Wormer gobbles that up, and I believe Van Wormer's almost at 20 saves now.
Shots are 15 to 19, 16 to 19, one of the two. It's a little tricky to tell from this angle, but
Nimigears walks the line, looks for Henderson again, in almost that same area, and Henderson gets another pretty good shot off. The only downside to it was low. Van Wormer was already down. She covered it pretty easily, so got it with her pad and then made the covering attempt right after. And looking around the rink tonight, there's quite a few people out for just a Wednesday night game.
Yeah, that just goes to show, how good these two teams actually are. And, it's a lot of fun, actually. I'm quite impressed with how these girls have come out. And it's an entertaining game so far.
Nimigears with a short side chance on Van Wormer, who turns that aside with her blocker. Swift Current will look to break it out, and they do. It'll be McNinch coming down straightaway center. Drops it for Swan, who cuts off. Puck will be behind the net. Nimigears, seems like Nimigears has been out there the whole game. I've said her name 100 times, it seems like. Yes. But it is no lie. She's been absolutely everywhere on the power play, on the penalty kill. That'll be an outlet pass for Watain for Swift Current. Looked for the centering pass for Swan to break the line, but that's cut off by Daly. Headed back the other way. It's in the feet of Rubley. Doesn't matter, though. Captain for the Wildcats will get back there in Metzger. Send it off the boards. Daly looking for an outlet the other way. Fans on her dump-in attempt. Gets it this time. Cut off by Bouffard for the Wildcats. And it'll be Daly in front of her net, who stopped a centering feed by Watain, be sent back the other way. Mans dumps it in for the Rebels. The Rebels will go for wholesale changes minus Mans, who goes into pressure. Watain looks for a chip-out play, gets stopped. The Rubley behind the net, sends it back to her D partner, Hansen, who looked for an outlet there, and that didn't work, and that ended up costing Swift Current a goal, as the Rebels will strike. And it looked like Petford was able to bang home a rebound. I'm not sure who took the point shot, but it was Petford, leading scorer, second goal of the game. And that's not probably the one you want to leave all alone in front of the net there, Matt.
No, unfortunately, the defenseman tried to clear the puck and just took too much of a risky clear, and it went right to Petford, and she hammered it home.
We're going to have a bit of a stoppage here as Gerard tries to adjust her helmet. We have 2:22 left in the second period, and a 3-2 hockey game as Regina gets back into the game. Not that they were out of the game, but they claw back within one there. The Swift Current looks for an outlet, and that's Backus, but that's picked off by Petford, who lets a hard shot go, and she's got to be at least closing in on 10 shots by now.
Oh, so many.
McNinch will be turned back. McNinch, however, finds Keller on the far side as Swift Current looks to go back to work and maybe to restore that lead. Keller and Johns, and a board battle there. Keller and Johns again on that. Gerard will join in. Kerwin, McNinch, Grice. I'm assuming the ref's just going to blow this dead. No, he lets it go. That'll be McNinch back to her deep part. Back to the defenseman. Backus cut off, and Gerard looks to get it out in the center, but it hits a stick and goes out of play into the Wildcats bench. And Wildcats coaches have almost been hit with a few pucks in this game. It's Terry Pavley in the first period, and now another.
Goal number 11 from games played and 21 points.
Is that not impressive?
That's very impressive.
So Kern will break back the other way. Cut off. It'll be Henderson with the cutoff, and she'll look to break it out. Dumps it in. So Kern will go behind, back of their goal. That'll be Bouffard with the puck. Wins that battle, centers it, tries to hit Thompson in the center. That'll be Henderson headed back the other way, who's had some good quality chances, especially on the power play here for Regina. Henderson still with the puck, brings the puck over the line, looks to bring it back behind the net with Bouffard on her, tries to stop up play on Bouffard. Bouffard stays tight to her. Appel on the puck now for Swift Current, tries to bank it out, just gets out. Daly stops it there. Bouffard regroups for Swift Current, dumps it in. That won't be icing as she got the red line. The Nimigears behind back of the goal for Regina. Nimigears with a solid move to burn Appel there along the boards. She's still going with the puck. Runs into her own player, though, Petford. Swift Current's got a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. It'll be Watane, holds on, keeps, goes to the backhand, has a pretty decent shot for a backhand on Schlamp, who makes an outstretched pad save. It'll be headed back the other way, and it'll be Hansen picking it up for Swift Current.
Watane is not afraid to get into those dirty areas for a scoring chance. You know, she goes fearless.
Hansen on the puck there for Swift Current, turns it over. Mans, almost a centering play for Gerard, who looked like she almost had an open net, and that would have tied the game if she did bang that home. Gottlieb from the point just misses, and that'll do it for the second period between the Swift Current Wildcats and the Regina Rebels. The score is 3-2 currently. Shots are 23-16. So after Swift Current had a strong start to the period, Regina made a strong push back, especially when they fell down 3-1 after giving up a pair of power play goals. We will take a quick commercial break as we're about 13 and a half minutes out from getting to that final period, when we'll get down to the nitty gritty and find out who the winner of this game is going to be, and in a matchup that has been very back and forth. I know Pavley talked about it in the pregame that both teams in both games up to this point had solid play, or just carried play, solidly for extents, but neither team capitalized to a great extent on those, and that's why you had those close games going to overtime. And it's kind of been the same. They've had spurts. Swift Current had a spurt to start the second period here, obviously aided by those power plays, those 3 power plays. And then Regina came back with a lot there in the latter half of the second period.
Yeah, it was, it's I think both teams have quite a similar game plan on the 5-on-5. Get in the dirty areas, make the defenseman pressured, make them make a mistake, and get in there. The only difference I've seen is on the power play. They're running two different strategies, and they both appear to be working for either team. So whoever can stay out of the box, I think has a good shot at this, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they make.
Awesome. Thanks for the analysis there, Matt. And we'll head to a quick commercial break, and then we'll catch up with one of the Wildcats assistant coaches when we return. Back here at Fairview West Arena, and I'm joined by Wildcats assistant coach Blake Voth, who I guess you just want to break down the second period and tell us what you saw on your end of things.
Yeah, we played well that period. I think we got outplayed a bit. It was kind of a tough period to get some flow going. There's lots of penalties and power play and special teams, so it's tough to kind of get everyone involved. But it comes down to execution. We got to start making some passes and make a couple better plays, and that'll help out.
You talk about execution, and I think that's all you did on the power play was execute. You got 2 power play goals early to start the period, and I guess just want to give some insight into what you were doing there that was working.
Yeah, we just talked about we just needed to kind of move our feet a bit more. We kind of felt like we were a bit stagnant out there, kind of standing still and letting the puck do the work. And once we started moving our feet and getting pucks on net, usually good things happen. And they weren't any backdoor pretty goals, but they went in, so we'll take it.
Yeah, it looked like you were getting traffic in front, and that looked like the key, whereas the Regina power plays were more perimeter. I know they have the heavy shots to the outside, but they didn't really have anyone in front of the net, whereas you guys were able to capitalize. I know Wattane's goal there was her hard in front of Schlamp. And then I guess what do you got to do here in the third to bring it home and put up your 3rd straight win against the league-leading Regina Rebels?
Yeah, it's tough giving up that second one late in the period. Never want to do that. Kind of puts us on our heels a little bit, but saying that we can't play like that this third period, we got to keep pushing. And the main thing that's going to win this game is turnovers at the blue line. So if we can get pucks deep and not turn it over at our blue line or at their blue line, I think we got a good chance.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Blake. Really appreciate you coming up to the broadcast booth and taking time out of your pep talk in the room and joining us up here.
All right, thank you guys.
Awesome, thanks. We'll head to another quick commercial break as we still have about 8 minutes to play before the third period, the third and final period. Although I shouldn't say that because, like Blake said, they've gone to double overtime in both games before this one, and it could be headed that way with the score only 3-2 for the Wildcats currently. You can't tell me. I think that was it.
But I think
at Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind.
Yeah.
those corner hits, if you send 3 people deep,
Relax in one of our 16 suites
The other way.
featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, wing night Wednesdays, buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
David Zammit back here at Fairview West Arena. I keep wanting to call it the Innovation Credit Union iPlex because that's what I'm used to, but we're on the other side of Swift Current, so I don't know why I keep wanting to refer to it as that. I'm joined by Matt Hofus as our color guy here, and we just heard from Blake both on the keys on their power play. He assessed the second period, and then he assessed what they need to do to pick up the W here today, and that would be the third straight W. However, like we alluded to, they've gone to overtime both times they've met this season, and the game is certainly close right now. And let's do a quick recap again. Swift Current with an early period goal, and not only one but two. Both came by the power play. The first one was just 1 minute and 4 seconds in by Sadie Keller, and the other one was 2 minutes and 12 seconds in by Jersey Watain. And the assists were both by Kiana McNinch and Caitlin Perlinger on both of those goals. Wow. So Swift Current jumped out to an early 3-1 lead. Regina answered, however, it was late in the period, as both said, and that might have gave Regina some momentum there to end, as Alexis Petford scored there, and the assist went to Abigail Manns. Petford has both the Regina goals in this game so far.
Yeah, that brings Watain up to 8 goals on the season and 8 games played, goal per game. And that brings Keller up to 6 goals on the season, 6-0, just like your baseball stats right there. So thanks. There you go. And then of course we got Petford scoring too. You know, she's at a casual 11 goals in 8 games and 22 points.
What do you mean a casual, Matt?
You know, I guess I used to see that all the time from everybody else that wasn't me. So,
yeah, it's next level. Almost might be an understatement. That is a torrid pace to start the season. In her 9th game, she's at an insane amount already, and she was the leading scorer from Team Sask at the Western Regionals last week. She had five points. She had 3 goals, 2 assists in 5 games. Now, Aurora Van Warmer, as we alluded to earlier in the game, she was a net for Team Sask in their only win, which won Team Sask a bronze medal at that championship. And that bronze medal was shared by 8 players on this ice tonight in Petford, Gerard, Metzger, Henderson, Johns, Perlinger, McNinch, and Van Warmer. So 4 players on each team that would have been teammates just on the weekend are now foes again as they return to league play here. They look to bear down for the third period as we look to see who's going to come out on top in this third matchup of the season between these two teams.
Van Warmer still playing very excellent today. She stopped 23 of 25 shots. I bet 21 of them coming from the leading scorer of the league. Very well done.
Might be a bit of an exaggeration, but he's probably not far off. I'll give him that.
You're right. That was an educated guess.
No, I get you. And it has seemed like that. The Wildcats lose the draw, Gerard, but it's a scrum again. And like I said, that's all we've seen. Keller picks up the puck, brings it in over the blue line, drops it, looks for a drop back for McNinch, wasn't there. Keller just sends it to the net. Be picked up by Petford, who looks to get it out. McNinch strong off the half wall, makes a great move around Nimigears, but loses the puck in the corner. That'll be Gottslig on the puck. McNinch in the corner again, battling with Gottslig. Gottslig behind the net, looking to bring it out. Johns, as Keller kind of blows a tire there, and Petford will be bearing down into the zone. Petford kind of loses the puck, and it'll be Shelby Rubley. Kerwin up the boards. He's sent back around the net, and that'll be Hansen picking it up for Swift Current, looking for an outlet. And the ice is a little too wet maybe for Hansen as she kind of skated right by the puck. She didn't skate by it, though. She was kind of stick handling it, and the puck just stopped it. You ever run into a couple of sticky situations on the ice, Matt?
Yeah, it kind of looks like Paul Blart trying to steal second base. It just, you want it to go, and it's not sliding anywhere.
It's a good reference. Haven't seen a couple of his movies in a while, but it's a solid reference. I'll give you that. As Regina loses the draw, but they get the puck back right away, and that was Grice. Thompson turns it back over from her. Henderson and Watain battle along the board. Swan misses the pass. Regina looking to break it up center. As they do, that'll be Johns bringing it in. Drops it off to Grice, who gets a great chance Van Warmer stops it, looked to catch it, but I think it caught the bottom of her glove, so it kind of flubbed off. Watain looking for Thompson on the wall. Ice is waved off there. I'm assuming it must have been touched by Thompson along the boards. Not really sure why they waved that. Regina looking to keep pressure. Back behind the net for Gerard. Not Allie Gerard. That'll be Maya Gerard. Maya Gerard turns it over to Thompson. Thompson just tries to get it out, but that'll be kept in at the line. Great chance there for Burkratz from Moose Jaw. Just misses it. Hits the side of the goal. Puck will be behind the net. And that'll be Jones for Swift Current on it. Stopped and kept in by Regina, but Jones gets a second chance, and she'll get it out this time. Looking to hit red, but she can't. Turns it over to Regina captain Gerard, who comes in, takes a hard wrister, and that's a great save. Not one, but two saves by Aurora Van Warmer. She stopped the initial wrister from the slot area by Gerard. Gerard followed it up, got around her defenseman, and had a kind of a chip play in close, and Van Warmer got her glove on that one, held onto it, and it'll be a face-off to her left. Metzger on the draw against Hill, and Metzger wins that. Back to her defenseman, Perlinger, who then leaves it for Metzger. Metzger rings it hard around the wall. Was to get to Price, but didn't get there. To bounce out into center to Hill, but that'll be Appel and Hill battling. Appel looks to center it, and that'll just be gobbled up by Schlamp in the offensive zone.
Appel's got some wheels on her. Wow. Flying.
Believe she has an assist in this game too, so she's been rewarded on the score sheet as well. Metzger with another draw win against Hill as they try to get the puck to the net. So they just announced a scoring change, except the scoring change we already gave you. So I'm not sure if they changed it on the score sheet and they just got around to announcing that now in-house at the arena. But that's Metzger with a chance, and Schlamp will hold on to that one, as that's a bit of a shot from out the side. Swift Current captain getting a draw there, though, and that'll be McNinch out there with Georgette and Wingert up front for Swift Current. Be Rubley on the back end with Hansen. That'll be Allie Gerard on the draw. She loses it to McNinch. McNinch has been really strong in the draw tonight for Swift Current. Hansen looks for an outlet. McNinch lifts the stick so Wingert can get it, but she doesn't. Puck will be sent back in. Gerard looking to skate onto it, but she can't. Hansen beats her to the puck, circles it back the other way. Georgette will head out with the puck. McNinch will be there. McNinch strong through the center. Great controlled entry as McNinch looks to split the defense, and that was Johns she was looking to get by there. Her and Johns battle along the end boards. Regina will come back down the other way. That'll be Gerard sending it in. She gets kind of lucky there. She didn't hit red. The linesman to wave it off, though. Hansen with the outlet. McNinch back pass to Wingert. Picked off. Wingert looking for another outlet, and that'll be to her defenseman Rubley, who just kind of chips it. As Swift Current will go for wholesale changes, minus Rubley, who will now look to get off, but she can't as the play's coming back on her hard. It'll be Jones. Jones swinging it around. Jones will have to go in after the puck. Rubley will join her. Keller looks for the back pass. Thompson as Henderson sends it towards the goal, but that'll be deflected and sent back the other way. Thompson looks to get it out, and Henderson keeps it in again. So two attempts by Thompson have been turned the other way by Henderson. As Regina looks to get a bit of pressure going here. Henderson back behind the net. She looks to come out, back to her defense. And that shot is blocked by Schmidt. And the shot was blocked by Keller. Keller back the other way, looking to set it up behind the net for the Wildcats. Loses it, though. And Petford and Daly behind the net now. And that's Watain who beats Daly to the puck, gets the puck from her, and then tries to wrap around backhander on Schlamp, and that's easy. Kicked aside. Bit of a puck battle down in the Regina zone now.
Yeah, two girls deep in the corner, same thing as all game. Send two deep, get three deep, pressure the defenseman, get a mistake, get a whistle, go from there. Really solid play, really good strategy. Seems to be working well, too.
Yeah, and most of the goals, I mean, no team has really been burned by a chance back the other way, as most of the goals have been on the power play. 3 of the 5 have been on power plays so far, so only 2 5-on-5 goals. Puck will come back the other way. Perlinger looks to circle in front of her net, and that's a bit of a risky play. Tipper Kratz and Gerard coming down on her hard, but she did make the play in time. And that'll be Regina bringing it back in. That'll be Nimigers. Man, she's really been all over the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Especially a defenseman. She's been active coming in from the point, and that'll be Gottslig, her defense partner, down in. So Regina had 2 of their defense player in hard there, and Petford looking for that hard shot where she beat Van Warmer earlier with. Van Warmer turns that one aside. This time, Perlinger will have the puck circle back behind her net and bring it out. She's got tons of ice. She'll just barrel down it, get the entry, kicks it over to Metzger on the far side, who lets a hard wrister go. And that kind of caroms around.
Oh, here they come.
And that could come back to bite them a little bit as Gerard comes in, and that'll be stick poke checked by Rubley, who centers it right in front. No one there. McMaster just missed it. Hill was looking to get it as well for Regina, but neither one of them could get it. Puck behind the net. Rubley back pass to Appel. Appel and Carpin kind of run into each other. Appel wins the battle, though, as Swan and Appel battle there to get the puck forward. So Current, they don't. Gerard dumps it in, and that'll be Rubley behind her net. Rubley hits Appel. Appel kind of in traffic as Hill and Mans were bearing down on her. And that'll be McNinch taking off. But she had a breakaway, but that's a strong defensive play by Johns to catch her and turn her back the other way.
She played the puck, left the pass, and it worked out perfectly.
Strong play there for sure. Georgette keeps the puck alive for Swift Current. McNinch backs her up, drops it back to Buffard on the point. Buffard with the shot. Jones will step up, go for the shot herself. Schmidt with the puck behind the net for Regina, looking for the outlet. Jones just misses it. Jones back into her own zone. Hard onto the puck. Looks for the D-to-D pass. She gets it. Buffard there. Wingert kind of dumps it just before the red line, but waved off. Doesn't really matter. It wasn't going to make it anyways, as Daly gets the puck for Regina. Daly turned back, and it'll be Gerard headed out the other way for Regina now, as the Rebels look to get something going offensively. Petford dumps it in on the backhand. They look to set it up. Jones sends it back around to Buffard, who then hits Wingert. Wingert hits Georgette in the far side, coming up the left wing, dumps it in. She runs into a bit of traffic. That'll be Daly, the defenseman for Regina, on the puck now. Her and Thompson battle for the puck. Wingert in there as well. Gerard comes to help. Gerard kind of overskates Wingert. Wingert kind of burns her the one way. Thompson looking for options, running out of them as she heads back towards the blue line. A bit of a scrum there, and it'll be a one-on-one coming back the other way. As Perlinger will look to break that up. And she does a great play on Hayhurst.
A little bit too overzealous. Great play, but unfortunately you can't drop the body like that in this league, and call to the box.
So Hayhurst was kind of trying to slow up play there to allow Petford to sneak in for the 2-on-1. 2 of the top scorers in the league. However, Perlinger played it very smart. She attacked the puck carrier before Petford could catch up and make that a full 2-on-1. After she stopped that play, though, however, Matt alluded to, Perlinger made the body check on Hayhurst in the corner, which led to this Regina Rebels power play. The puck is iced, however. This will be the Regina Rebels mixture unit here.
I believe this is their 4th power play of the evening. 3 for 4, correct? No.
I believe it's 3rd, and they're 1 for 4 or 1 for 3. Sorry, they're 1 goal. Petford's first came on the power play. Here we are rambling on about what happened. We already went over that. Henderson brings it back in, makes that same move again. This time on Buffard, but Buffard's able to keep her to the outside. Back to the defense where Nimigears lets a hard shot go. That's another strong save by Van Warmer in front. And the puck is cleared by Metzger as Nimigears isn't able to keep that in.
Great rebound control, too. It's like she directs it right to the corner. There's no chance for any Regina girl to jump on top of that and bang it home. Well done.
That'll be Petford cutting into the center, and that is not the player you want cutting into the center. As Shelby Rubley is able to get that, though, and clear it quickly. There's 45 seconds left on the Regina Rebels power play. As they're back behind their net, looking to set it up again. They'll look for the strong outlet to Gerard, who just tips it. Van Wormer will just cover that up right in front of her. Be interested to see if Regina keeps that top unit out here or if they switch it a bit.
I believe this is their second unit now.
It's partial because they've got Gerard and Hayhurst out there, but then they have Flynn, Carpin, and Johns out there. So it's an interesting unit. They don't have their top forward in Petford out there or another top forward in Henderson, but they got a lot of options out there. And that's a point shot that is easily caught by Aurora Van Wormer. That point shot was by Carpan. The draw will be to the left of Van Wormer with 26 seconds left on the power play. 10-17 left in the third period. Draw back. Hayhurst down in the corner just in front of us. Sorry, you can't see that. So our camera doesn't go down in there, back to the point. That'll be Carpin with the puck. Hayhurst banging her stick on the side. Goes back to the point to Johns. Johns lets a shot go that just misses. And that, we're going to have to wait to see what the ref calls.
That is extremely close.
I don't think it went in, to be honest. I don't think it did. The puck ricochet. It was a Johns point shot. Ricochet came back and hit Van Wormer's pad. Kind of got in between the post and Van Wormer's pad. And it started trickling towards the line. But I don't think it got there in time. It looked like the Wildcats. And that is the call from the refs. No goal.
I wouldn't want to be the ref on that call.
Yeah, and the play happened so quick because the Wildcat defenseman. We got some animated fans down in front of us here yelling about the call, but it did not look like it crossed the line, and that's what the ref confirmed. And it doesn't really matter as Petford scores right off the draw, and that'll be a hat-trick goal for her. And that is a power play marker as well with 3 seconds left on the power play. And we have 9:54 to play in the third period, and it looks like we might be bound for another overtime. Now, you want to break down that offensive draw there, Matt?
The puck just took an awkward bounce and came right out to Petford, who had a wide open look, and she made no mistake. She picked her corner and she hit it hard. That girl is definitely not scared to shoot the puck, and as her third goal came tonight, and great performance by her.
12th on the season for her, as the Rebels have clawed their way back from a 2-goal deficit. Hayhurst looking to center it, but that'll be picked off by Bouffard. Swift Current looks to head the other way, and that's Keller looking to go up ice with it. Keller gets the zone, tries to send it in front, but nothing there options-wise, as Regina will head back down this way.
Regina is playing with noticeably more energy this period.
That'll be Swan going on a 2-on-1 back the other way with Daly, unable to get the shot off, and that'll be into the corner. Nimigears with the puck behind the net, looking to break it out. And she certainly did break it out. She's been really strong for Regina in this. That'll be an ice on Swift Current if it doesn't hit the net, and it doesn't.
Yeah, that momentum swing at the end of the second period is, really coming in handy for Regina. Here, they're playing with a whole new pace, and with a reason and with purpose.
The Metzger and Grice on the draw here in the Swift Current zone to the right of Van Wormer, and it's won by Metzger, chipped around by Perlinger, and out by Swan. But Regina regains control of the puck pretty quickly as they'll look to bring it up. That'll be Mans with the backhand. Henderson with a backhand into the zone. Grice behind the net. Loses the puck to Metzger. Metzger back to Perlinger. Perlinger will look to break it out, and she's just going to skate it out at this point. She gets her own blue line, but circles back in with pressure on her. Hits Henderson's stick, but she's still got the puck. Looks for a far exit pass to Watain, and that is going to work out. Watain isn't going to get to it, though. Nimigers is going to beat her to the puck. Nimigers is going to skate that one out herself. Gets just out of her own zone, but headed back the other way is Sydney Price. Battles with Gottslig in the corner. Sydney Price still on the puck. Looks to the defenseman Rubley, who lets a wrister go. They look for the tip in front. Schlamp didn't see it, but it didn't matter because it missed the net. Appel in a battle there. Keeps it in momentarily, but the puck makes it out after that as Hansen wasn't able to keep the line. Price back circling here with the puck. Sends it to defenseman Hansen, who hits Appel in the center of the ice. However, Regina's going to turn that puck back the other way. And that's Gerard looking for options. Misses McMaster. Hill, McMaster behind the net with Hill out in front. McMaster sends it in front, but great play there by Appel to get her stick in the way as it looked like it was going to be a grade A scoring chance for Regina. Hansen tries to clear it, doesn't get it cleared. Battle between McMaster and Rubley. Puck kind of goes out of play, and it looks like a little kid might be headed home with a souvenir. You ever get any souvenirs at any hockey games, Matt?
Yeah, a couple pucks here and there. They don't really give them to you once you get older. You have to be cute and a little kid to get a puck or a stick. And I haven't been cute or a little kid for a long time. So
you might have hit the nail on the head there. But I'll let the viewers make their decision on that one. The puck down into the corner as Jones fights it out. Kerwin on the battle. And she'll get it out. And Keller is going to burst over the Regina Rebels blue line. Tries to bring it to the net, but kind of fought off the puck at the same time. Keller's going to look to set it up. She's going to walk down, hit Jones on the point. Jones kind of activate a bit. She doesn't want to get caught, though, as the Rebels are going to come back. It looks like a 2-on-1 shaping up. She hits Petford. Petford lets another shot go, and that's not who you want shooting if you're Swift Current right now. She's burned you enough. Metzger will be headed the other way, though. In a 1-on-1, she gets a breakaway out of it and scores a beautiful goal for Swift Current. She toe dragged around Gottslig, and then as she picks the puck up, she didn't toe drag around Gottslig. She put the puck around Gottslig, walked around Gottslig, got the puck back, and then rifled it above Schlamp's glove side to make it 4-3 for Swift Current in a back-and-forth game. 6:04 left on the clock in the third period here.
Unbelievable move, unbelievable shot. I think Schlamp might have to check her equipment again after that one.
Schlamp or Gottslig, because Gottslig was the one that got deked really bad as well. But like Matt said there, just incredible. Just a really incredible play by Metzger there to deke out the defender and then beat Schlamp high glove side.
That's Metzger's fourth goal of the season, and 5 games played, I guess, after this one.
Regina gets the puck back in. That'll be Backus looking to outlet it. Just misses Winger on the sideboards. Bit of a yard sale at the blue line there. Backus with the puck again. Hits her D partner in Perlinger, who then gets it out. Just out, though. Puck's back in. Backus picks that up. Looks for the far outlet on Wingert. Wingert hits it. Gets just to the red line. Dumps it, but Petford's headed with a head of steam back the other way. Like Matt said, not a great time to go for a line change there for Swift Current. Watain runs into Hayhurst. Hayhurst looks for the centering play. Petford unable to keep it. Gerard keeps it back in, though. Perlinger with the back play on Gerard and gets it out. Icing is waved off as multiple players had time and chances to touch that puck there. Gottslig hits Hayhurst in the center. Hayhurst is coming right down Broadway with it. Going to the outside now. McNinch hard on her. McNinch wins the puck battle momentarily. Gets it back to Shelby Rubley, who chips it around, and that'll be Jersey Watain, who gets it out for Swift Current. That will be icing waved off. Regina's headed back, and that was a A pass for Henderson. Henderson looking to split the D, and she gets a great chance out of nothing somehow. She was battling with Buffard and Perlinger. She did get a chance there. Henderson with the puck now, looking to center it for Petford. Petford tries a backhander, but hits the side of the net. Petford with the puck again, just in front of us. Petford battled off the puck by Appel, and McNinch will be headed back the other way for Swift Current. Hits Swan on the wing. Swan looks to go back into the center for McNinch. We got 3:45 to play in the third period.
Swift Current needs hard, quick shifts, fast, as hard as you can go. And, don't be on the ice for longer than 30 seconds. Get out there, do what you have to do, get back.
McNinch with a hard wrister that just misses high on Schlamp there. It'll be Allie Gerard bringing it back in for Regina, and that'll just be held on to by Van Warmer as there'll be a face-off to her left with 3:22 left in the third period. With the Wildcats up 4-3 currently. As we've alluded to, there's been several games, or I guess not several, but both the games this year between the two headed to overtime, and the Rebels will be looking to do that, but Metzger wins the draw back to Rubley. Rubley looks for the outlet on Keller, and Carpin kind of misses the puck at the line there, and that'll head back in. It'll be Johns first on the puck for Regina. Regina looks to play it out. Gerard in a battle along the boards there with Kerwin. Gerard's just kind of laying on the puck. Kerwin and her are battling along. Keller now in there. Gerard gets a puck, and it's held in by Rubley. Just plays it along. Gerard gets a puck, though. Gets it out finally. That'll be Hayhurst bringing it in over the line. Her and Rubley are one-on-one. Hayhurst circles back. Forgets the puck, though. Rubley makes a quick stick check. Sends it back the other way, but it doesn't get out. Petford below the line. Grice out there. Be interesting to see when Regina goes for the goalie pulled. I guess when would you go for your goalie pulled here, Matt?
Oh, I lost the puck there for a second.
Petford with a hard wrister but misses over the net. What do you think on the time for the goalie pulled, Matt?
You don't want to go too soon. Swift Current they're still trying to play aggressive, and they're still trying to send them forecheckers, which you like to see because, you don't want to turtle in a situation like this.
2:03 left in the second period. Regina's starting to get some sustained pressure here, but Georgette will get it out for Swift Current. Be cut off by Nimigears as she circles back into her own zone. Looks for the outlet, but kind of fans on it. Georgette will just send it in deeper. Regina's second line is out there. They'll want to get those top guns out there. I'm assuming they'll probably want a face-off for that, though. And that's when they'll go for the goalie pulled. And it looks like we're going to get a whistle right now. So maybe they'll get those top guns out right now, and they'll probably call a timeout would be my thought. If they don't, I could see Terry Pavley calling one himself. He's drawing stuff up on the board already. So someone's taking a timeout here, maybe.
You got 1:35 left. Eventually the second you get, if you're Regina, the second you get possession in this zone, you're taking Schlamp right out of there as fast as you can.
Doesn't look like Pavley wants to call the timeout. He's using that whiteboard over there pretty vigorously, though, right now.
He's doing well. He's cycling his lines quickly and his defense lines extra quickly.
Backus with the chip in there. Regina back to get the puck.
Look who they got back.
Yeah, they have Petford kind of cherry picking a little. I wouldn't call it cherry picking, but just stretching the D out at this point.
When you're hot, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Backus staying hot on her, though, and made the play on Petford to get the puck out of the zone. McNinch is going to try and draw up a bit of time there, but Petford will bring the puck back in. Petford tried to get stick lifted there, but she'll hit Gerard down in the corner. Backus on Gerard. Goes to the point for Johns. Johns back down to Gerard. Back to Johns for the point shot. Point shot doesn't make it through. And that'll be Metzger who clears it, and it'll just miss the open net. It was maybe within 6 inches or so. Metzger intercepted a shot attempt in the slot area, played it off the boards around the red line area, and the bank play almost worked out for Swift Current. 42.3 seconds left on the clock. It'll be a timeout Regina as they'll want to get their troops rested. And a 4-3 lead for Swift Current. What are the shots currently, Matt? It looks like 22 to...
I can't tell if it's 25 or 35.
I think it's 25. So it is pretty close on the shot clock if that is correct.
Swift Current needs to be aware of number 4 at all times for these next, 45 seconds, whatever we have left. Swift Current needs to keep their eyes on number 4. Box her out. Don't let her get the puck.
Would you have someone shadow her perhaps here?
Yep, 100%. She's taking the majority of the shots this game. They're going to look towards her. You need someone on her, and she needs to be watched the whole time. All 3 of her goals tonight have been exceptional shots. No dekes, they've been shots.
Gerard and McNinch on the draw. McNinch wins another one back. Man, has she been strong in the draw circle tonight. Hits Henderson. Back to the point for Nimigears, who lets a point shot go. Does not get to the net. Nimigears down in the corner just in front of us. Her and Hayhurst battling with Metzger. Metzger tries to clear it. Johns keeps it in on the backhand. Hits Gerard on the half wall. Gerard over to Petford on the far side. Petford looks to get it down. That's Henderson, just misses it. McNinch with the clear, and that's just going to miss the open net. And we're going to have 12.7 seconds left in this game for Regina to either extend it or for the Wildcats to pick up their first regulation win against Regina in their 3rd straight this year.
McNinch with an excellent defensive play there.
McNinch and Gerard on the draw again. McNinch wins another one, and that might almost do it right there. But Nimigears keeps it in. Hayhurst with one last shot attempt, and it's kicked to the side. They're asking about the clock. Regina is, and I'm sure they could put maybe a couple tenths of a second back, but there's 3.2 seconds. There's 3.2 seconds on the clock, and it looks like it's going to stay that way. Petford's asking for more, but they're not going to get it. Gerard's going to have to try and win one here. Oh, and it looks like Terry Pavley is going to call the timeout. So it'll be interesting to see. It was Terry. So it'll be interesting to see if they add any time to the score clock here, because I know Petford was certainly petitioning for time to be added to the clock. Yeah. Looks like the refs are talking about it right now as this timeout's unfolding, but it doesn't look like they're turning to the scorer's table. So
you have to let McNinch take this draw. You have to let
It's not on her strong side, though, and that's why it looked like they had Thompson in the draw circle for Swift Current. However, you're probably not wrong in that McNinch has cleaned out absolutely everyone in the draw circle tonight.
She gets down in there and she wins it. By
nobody's beaten her. Yes. And if they have, it's not been clean at all. So it looks like they got 3.2 on the clock. Gerard's just going to try and win it right to Petford, and that doesn't work.
Yeah, keep it in the corner.
That'll do it. That'll do it right there. As Swift Current pulls out. Swift Current pulls out a 4-3 regulation win over the visiting Regina Rebels, and that'll be their 3rd victory over Regina this season as they move to 6-2 on the season. And we want to give a special thanks to one of our sponsors tonight in Supplement King. They got a store downtown here in Swift Current. I encourage you to go check it out. It's loaded with stuff. Chris Martin's down there. He's the owner, operator. He does a great job.
Unbelievable guy. Such a nice guy. A gem to talk to. Go down, go see him. Get all your workout needs. It's where I go every time. So I encourage you to do the same.
Yeah, and like Matt said, a great guy to go down and talk to. Swift Current is able to pull out another win against the league-leading Regina Rebels, and maybe Swift Current wants to just continue to play Regina every game for the rest of the season, because they're reeling off wins against the top ranked team right now, and that'll turn us over to this weekend. And what we have upcoming this weekend will be a trip from Battleford. They'll be headed down here as we'll have a Saturday night contest, and you'll have to put up with the two of us again on color and play-by-play for that game. That'll go Saturday night at 7:45, I believe, and then they have a Sunday afternoon game at 1:15. Those are both against Battleford. Swift Current will look to build on this win, and I guess on the win they had in Regina last Wednesday, so they got a little bit of a streak going here. Looking to climb up the standings. With tonight's win, they'll move ahead of the Notre Dame Hounds. They were tied headed into tonight with both 13 points, but Swift Current had a couple of games played ahead. So the Hounds will have some games in hand there, but Swift Current will move 3 points clear, whereas Regina will be stuck at 19 points for this evening's contest. And again, just wanted to send a special shout out to Supplement King. We did a little bit of a plug there at the end of the game, and looks like Terry Pavley might be headed over this way. I don't know if he wants to do a post-game interview or what he's thinking, but I think we're probably just going to wrap it up here for ASTV. We appreciate you tuning in tonight and listening to myself, David Zammit, on the play-by-play, and my colleague here, Matt Hofus, on the color. Sorry you had to put up with us, and I'm sure we'll get the Sean Mullen back on the broadcast here in the near future, but you'll have to put up with us again this weekend, again when Battleford visits Swift Current for a pair of games. Again here, final score for Swift Current, final score here for Swift Current is 4. Regina Rebels is 3 in a very good matchup.
Yeah, it was a great game of hockey to watch, and I had a lot of fun and enjoyed it. I haven't got to see a game yet this year from the girls, and I liked every second of it. So
yeah, awesome. Well, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in and watching our broadcast for ASTV, and we'll send it over to commercial and end the game here.